Back home in East Texas, Old Man Jones confessed his troubles to the local doctor.
It's sort of ticklish to talk about, Doc, but I need some vitamins or something on account of when it comes to lovemaking, I ain't got as much pep as I used to have.
Well, that's natural. How old are you?
Let me see now. I'm a year older than my wife, and she's 81. Guess I'm about 82 years old.
Mm-hmm. And when did you first notice this lack of pep on your part?
Well, the first time was last night. That wasn't so bad, but doggone if we didn't notice it again this morning.
A recent national poll was conducted for the sole purpose of determining why men get up in the middle of the night. One leading authority had this to say:
2 4/10% really have to get up. 1 6/10% go prowling around the kitchen to find something to eat. The other 96% get up to go home.
A general, a colonel, and a major were having a heated argument on the subject of sex.
Now, Colonel, you insist that sex is 75% work and 25% fun. I insist it's 60% work and 40% fun. Now, the major here says it's 90% work and 10% fun. There's only one way to settle it. Private? Private!
Yes, sir.
Come here.
Yes, sir.
Now, we want you to settle an argument. We want to know what percent do you think is work in sex and what percent fun?
Well, if you'll pardon me, sirs, sex is 100% fun and no work at all.
Well, how do you figure that?
Oh, it's very simple. If there was any work in it at all, you guys would have me doing it for you.
Since my boyfriend bought me a bicycle, I'm pedaling it all over town.
There once was a girl from Madras who had a most beautiful ass. It wasn't pink, as you might think, but gray, had long ears, and ate grass.
A neighbor of ours has the cutest little baby boy. He's only about 3 months old, but he's got the cutest little muscles and the cutest little arms and the cutest little tummy and balls. Why, he balls all day long. There was a young lady named Ransom, who was loved 3 times in a hansom. When she asked for more, came a weak voice from the floor.
My name is Simpson, not Samson.
A young mother came to the door of the nursery and saw her husband standing over the baby's crib. Silently and motionless, she continued to watch him as he stood looking down at the sleeping infant. In his face she read rapture, doubt, admiration, ecstasy, incredulity, wonder. Deeply touched, and with her eyes glistening, she tiptoed up to her husband and slipped her arm around him.
A penny for your thoughts.
For the life of me, I don't see how they can sell a crib like that for $3.98.
There was a young lady from France who thought that she'd just take a chance. For an hour or so, she just let herself go. And now all her sisters are aunts.
Overheard in a Pullman traveling between Chicago and New York.
I'm deeply sorry, ladies. I'm a married man, a man of respect and standing in my community. I cannot have a breath of scandal touch me. I am sorry, but one of you girls will have to leave.
There was a little tree in the forest that everybody laughed at. And one day this little tree turned to a wise old oak that stood next to it and asked,
Mr. Oak, you're a wise old man. Can you tell me whether I'm a son of a beech or a son of a birch?
I am sorry that I can't tell you whether you're a son of a beech or a birch. But there is one thing I can tell you. Your mother was the finest piece of ash in this neck of the woods.
A traveling salesman had spent a few days in Chicago. Shortly after checking out of his hotel, he discovered that he had left his umbrella behind and went back to recover the lost article. Just as he was about to try the door of his room, he overheard the conversation of some newlyweds inside.
Whose little eyebrows are those?
Yours?
And whose itty-bitty eyes are those?
Yours.
And whose itty-bitty nose is that?
Yours.
Whose little lips are those?
Yours.
And whose little neck?
Yours.
Hey, when you come to the umbrella, it's mine.
Little Audrey nailed the bathroom door shut and then laughed and laughed because she knew that that night her father was having a bear party.
Two acquaintances were walking down the street when one noticed two women approaching.
Wow, hey, here comes my wife and my mistress.
Holy cats, you took the words right out of my mouth.
A professor at a Western university was lecturing to his class on anatomy.
All right, Miss Juarez, I have a question for you now. What part of the human body is harder than steel?
Oh, well, Professor, well, that's a well, let me see. Well, Professor, I don't know why I should be selected to answer such a question.
Well, since you don't know the answer, I will tell you. The part of the human body which is harder than steel is the tissue from which the nails grow. And as for you, Miss Juarez, you're an optimist. Once, during a severe rainstorm, 3 roosters found themselves caught in a deluge. 2 of them ran for the barn. The third and smartest one made a duck under the porch.
I'm taking my wife to Florida on a honeymoon.
Oh, you're going to tamper with her?
You're darn tootin' I am, but what the hell is it to you?
A sweet young thing was visiting the Brooklyn Zoo.
Where are the monkeys?
In the back making love.
Would they like to come out for some peanuts?
Would you?
I hate men. They take me into alleys, dance halls, taverns, and bedrooms. They press me, and they feel me all over with their fingers. After they get me hot, they hold me to their lips, and they drag the life out of me. When they get what they want, they throw me aside. Why should they take advantage of my white body? After all, I'm only a cigarette.
Hey, Charlie, you hear what happened?
No.
The cook got his finger caught in the dishwasher.
No, what happened?
They both got fired.
Oh, after I get up in the morning and shave, I feel 10 years younger.
Why don't you try shaving before you go to bed?
The couple were huddled together very closely. The lights were very low. He pressed his lips into her shell-like ear and whispered,
What are you thinking, darling?
The same thing you are, pet.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Then I'll race you to the icebox!
Joe had a very homely wife. One day he came home earlier than usual and found her in the arms of his friend Benny. He watched them hugging and kissing for a few minutes and then cried,
Listen, Benny, I must, but you?
A New Yorker and a Texan shared a hotel room. One day in the bathroom, the New Yorker placed the commode seat down.
I didn't know they had a saddle for that thing. I've been riding it bareback ever since we've been here.
Doctor, there's something wrong with our baby's diet. He doesn't gain as he should. What would you suggest?
Is he a bottle-fed baby?
No.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, we'd better make an examination. Just come over here. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There. Does that hurt?
No. I guess it feels all right.
That's good. That's good.
But Doctor, I'm the baby's aunt.
My dear young lady, my kleine Liebchen, I cannot ethically or legally give you the information which you ask for in relationship to yourself and your boyfriends. However, I suggest the use of orange juice.
Orange juice? Before or after?
Neither, my dear child. Instead of...
A woman in the Windy City was seen holding her hat with both hands while her skirt blew higher and higher. In response to the quizzical glances of male passers-by, she sagaciously commented,
Gentlemen, what you're looking at is 40 years old. What I'm hanging on to is brand new.
You know how to tell a little girl sardine from a little boy sardine?
No, I don't. How do you tell a little girl sardine from a little boy sardine?
Look and see which can they come out of. Is that Hortense?
She looks relaxed to me.
How many beers does it take to make you dizzy?
About 4 or 5, and don't call me dizzy.
Mistress. Something between a mister and a mattress.
Have you heard about the absent-minded nurse who made the patient without disturbing the bed?
Definition of a jitterbug. A man with a wife, a girlfriend, and a note at the bank, all a month past due.
Hello, plumber. Hello, plumber. I got a leak in my basement.
Well, go ahead. It's your basement.
The subject of discussion among the girls was the effect of alcohol upon them.
If I take 1 drink, I can feel it. If I take 2 drinks, I can feel it a little. But if I take 3 drinks, anybody can feel it.
Two GIs in Turkey had the following conversation.
Hey, Joe, I think they got a girls' baseball team in a harem.
What makes you think so?
I just heard one of the girls ask the Sultan if she was in tomorrow's lineup.
A gay and unmarried fellow became interested in phrenology, the science of telling all about a person by examining the bumps on his head. After trying for a long time, he finally succeeded in making an appointment with a famous phrenologist. The day before his appointment, he was phoned by his sweetie, who wanted him to come up and see her the next night.
I'd love to see you, honey, but I've got a date to have my head read.
Break it. I'll be alone in the apartment tomorrow, and you don't need any fortune teller to tell you what'll be in store for you.
Gee, I don't know what to do.
Well, Casanova, I'll tell you how to decide. Toss a coin, head or tail.
Have you heard about Marie having twins?
No, I didn't.
Yes, it was quite a surprise. The doctor told her that it only happened once in every 15,781 times.
Oh, my goodness. How do you suppose she ever finds time to do her housework?
Mrs. Abigail Sludge, secretary-treasurer of the Ladies' Bridge and Liberace Fan Club, has a passion for telling off-color stories which were resented by fellow members. One day, just before the meeting convened, the girls made a pact in which they agreed to leave the room when and if Mrs. Sludge began her stories. Shortly after the meeting convened, Mrs. Sludge settled herself at the bridge table and began.
Girls, did you know that there's a boatload of 1,000 prostitutes leaving for Alaska in the morning?
Well, really, I've never heard such a story.
Oh, now, girls, just a minute. Girls, where are you all going? What's the rush? The boat doesn't leave till 10 a.m.
And so we conclude Volume 1 in the recorded series of over 16 albums. Other albums in this series will be released soon. Over 16 is based on the copyrighted books of the same name.